Many of you may know me through these short videos and the music that I share, but you may not know much about my personal story. I often talk about being still and knowing that God is in control, trusting that His word is true and believing that He will never leave us nor forsake us. But those truths were truly tested in my life in June of 2004. It was a time when I was a young husband and a father of 2 children. Life had already brought disappointments and frustrations, and God was teaching me what it meant to trust Him, even when life didn't make sense. That summer, God led me to spend a week serving with the youth group from my church on a local missions trip. And the whole week, God kept impressing on my heart, focus on these kids. Throughout that week, we experienced incredible moments together. We watched God move in powerful ways, and we learned that God can still use imperfect people who are simply willing to say yes. But near the end of that trip, there was a verse that God pressed deeply into my spirit. John 16:33, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And at that time, I didn't fully understand why that verse was weighing so heavily on me. Until I came home. When I stepped out onto the church parking lot, I learned that my wife of a little over 4 years had been killed in a tragic car accident. My children survived the wreck with emotional scars that can sometimes run even deeper than physical ones. But my wife was thrown from the vehicle during the rollover and died instantly. I remember thinking, I just came back from serving God, and this is what I come home to? I was hurt, confused, and broken. That night, after I made sure the kids were asleep, I walked into our bedroom, and for the first time I realized it was no longer our room. It was just mine. You would think that moment would have filled me with anger, especially towards God. But because God had already been teaching me how to trust Him in every season, He sustained me even there. And in that painful silence, God reminded me of 2 things. 1, I number your days. And 2, who are you to say to me, what are you doing? So all I could do was fall to my knees and ask, Lord, where do I go from here? Now, don't get me wrong. That year was filled with ups and downs. There was days that I struggled deeply, days I questioned, days I didn't handle things well at all. But through every moment, God remained faithful. He never left me. He never forsook me. He stayed constant, even when I wasn't. And the reason I'm sharing this with you today is simple. No matter what you're facing in this life, grief, heartbreak, confusion, disappointment, loss, God is still the one who can give you that peace that surpasses all understanding. Sometimes, in the middle of the pain, we have to make the choice to be still and know that He is God.